Welcome back to Fish Gum, the channel. We are offshore, about 15 miles from Pensacola Beach, on the Total Package deep sea fishing boat. I would highly recommend you looking up the Total Package. It docks out of Pensacola Beach. I did see some structure up there to the north. We've got some little snapper down below. Some of these fish, I don't know what they are, but you'll primarily see some red snapper, and you'll see some vermilion. You'll see some gray snapper, which is also called mangrove snapper. And what I want you to notice here is when I jig, it's real fast up on the pole and it gently slides back down. We really can't see the action of the jig because the camera's a little bit too far off, but it is enticing fish over. But I want you to hear too that there is some sound being generated by this jig and the line, and so that frequency that I didn't realize was there will also attract fish as it causes vibrations in the water because of the sound of the line. Of course, the jig also makes a sound too. There we go, a little mangrove trying to get the jig. But I really have never done a lot of slow pitch jigging. This is the first time that I did it consistently on the trip. You're going to see my catches throughout the video. You're also going to see something interesting that I will show you. You're going to begin to see it right now. This is a monster, and it's not my jig connected to the monster. If you can see that my jig is trapped on someone else's line, you're going to see the biggest fish of the day, and we actually had to release this fish because he was too giant. There in the left side, you're beginning to see the fish in the frame, but I am all wrapped up in this fish that really took down all the poles because he was so massive. It was caught on a live hardtail. There you're beginning to see it. It's not a jack crevalle, but it is a part of the jack family, and I would say this was a 100-pound fish, easy. You're going to make it out even clearer here in a second. Oh, in and out of the frame. That is an amberjack, a giant amberjack. It was caught on a live hardtail. Unfortunately, amberjack are out of season. It looks small on the camera because it's not in perspective, but it is a beast. We'll get a close-up picture of its face here in a minute when we bring it onto the boat. But just a massive fish. There he is. The face is just gigantic. And it really wore out the fishermen who caught that monster. More jigging. You can tell there's just a few fish in the area. And one thing I've learned that you'll see later on in the video is when we're bringing up fish, of course we're taking them down from the bottom and going from the top to the top, and we're going to be up and down the water column. And there really is layers of fish throughout the water column. And I wish I was jigging primarily higher because the bigger fish were higher in the water column. And they always tell you that when you're going deep sea fishing. They're like, get that off the bottom. The small fish are down there. It's 100% true. The bigger fish stay off the bottom because they're not afraid of getting eaten and exposed in higher of the water column. And I did slow down this video. You can see the structure to the left side and the bottom. The captain's got us right on this structure, and the closer we are to the structure, the better chance we have of catching a fish because the bigger fish will kind of be around there too. But there's your structure. I did slow down this video to 50% of the speed. You're going to see more structure in a minute. You can see it to the bottom right, maybe middle frame, right side. That's some structure that we are fishing on. They're peppered throughout, and these captains, they have places marked all over the Gulf of America. And there you go. That looks like some kind of pyramid structures, and it's amazing how it doesn't take much to get fish to stay. It could be a chicken coop there to the left, and then some kind of triangular apparatus. Look how clear it is. This is about 150 feet down, and this camera is able to pick up all that's down here. It's really, really amazing. So we floated down to the bottom. Time to start jigging. I'll reel it up about 5 cranks. Like I said, I should have gone up a lot higher. Look at these fish coming in and getting it, sitting on the bottom. If you're fishing with cut bait on the bottom, that's what's going to happen. Hey buddy, get out of here. All the fish coming by, you can see the mangrove snapper. They have like a Zorro mask on their eyes. Such a beautiful fish. These guys are interested. There's a trigger fish, and I think I just got 8. Nope, he didn't mess with it. So we're going to jig up and down as this thing floats. Here it comes back up. And it's going to flutter back down. More and more fish will begin to come by with this movement and this action. It's just a beautiful thing to see. All these fish in the water column coming after the jig. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too dizzy. A lot of movement in the camera as it floats up and down, as this jig floats up and down. We're going to see some cool stuff in this video. I mean, it is a 30-minute video. I'm just showing you the action of the jig. You're getting to the catches here in a minute. A lot of catches using this jig is what I was so thankful for. Are we on? Nope, we're not on. I thought we were on. That fish is getting close. There they go, coming back up. More fish are coming to the area with this jig. I mean, there was like maybe 6 or 7 at the beginning. Now we're looking at a lot, 30 or so fish. Just hadn't gotten hooked yet. What amazes me when I watch slow pitch jigging or seeing others slow pitch jig and their pictures, when this jig catches a trigger fish who's got a very small mouth, and this jig is, gosh, at least 4 inches long. I think it's 140 grams. Now they're getting closer to it. Look at all these fish in the water column as a result of using this jig. Again, these up. There goes a little bit of a hit. There goes another hit. Just not getting to the hook portion. And I love eating these gray slash mangrove snapper. There goes one right there, right in our face. There were 10 or 11 people on this boat that day, and I caught a lot of fish using this jig. I was so excited of how well it worked. Now look at all the fish that are there. Those are bigger red snapper and mangrove snapper. They are absolutely interested and hungry. Again, we're jigging again up and down. Oh, missed that one. Getting close. I feel like we're going to get a fish on here in a second. Oh, came off the bottom and grabbed that. These things are hungry. Look how much and how quickly these fish are coming by to get this jig. There's a trigger. Hey, trig. Boom. You wanted to eat my camera. If they get close to the camera, then you know darn well that they're hungry. Look how many fish are in this area. Just hundreds. Triggers, mangroves, red snappers. Man, they are excited. Look at all these fish. They are so excited about this jig. I just want one to eat it. Come on. What you waiting on? Just so many. And when you catch these fish, and when they're schooling like this and going after the jig, you're going to catch a few by snagging them, not just getting a clean eat, because they're in that water column. That jig is very sharp. Only has one hook. Some people use the 2 hook ones. I just use the 1 hook one. But you'll get one by accident because you're going to snag them, because just of the sheer amount of fish that are in this area. Man, there are so many fish. I had no idea there were that many fish down here. Look how big these mangroves are. And one question I I know I get often when using these jigs is you get tired slow pitch jigging. You don't. I don't. I probably slow pitch jig 4 out of the 5 hours here. He's hooked. We got ourselves our first fish coming up. That is a red snapper. Okay, now watch the water column as I get this thing up. He got snagged. So I'm telling you, these fish will get snagged because of the jig. He got the side of his head. Watch the water column as we come up higher. Man, he's trying to run away. And the other fish get so excited that this thing's wobbling and twisting and turning, trying to escape. It is a keeper, red snapper. He was about 18 inches. We did let him go. 16 is the minimum. Ooh, look at that red snapper. Look how the water column's getting bigger and bigger. With more and more bigger fish, the higher you go. So that's a learning here for you. If you are fishing deep sea fishing, they're telling you to crank it off the bottom, 8 or 9 cranks. We're probably 30 cranks off the bottom, and you just see these red snappers schooling higher in the water column, and they're so much bigger than the one I caught. Look at that massive one right there. It's just loaded with fish. So many red snapper. One thing we're not seeing, which I'm very thankful for, are dolphin and shark. I don't think we got dolphined or sharked once on this trip. Look how many red snapper are here. Wow. Just amazing. And we're getting close to the boat because you can see the color of the fish is changing from that green hue because of the way the camera films down below to the actual color of the red snapper. What a fun time. And the slow pitch jig rod and reel I'm using is by Lure Killer. It is a very inexpensive version, very nice rod and reel. I think I paid $170 for the combo. When you're going after these fish using the slow pitch jig, the rod and reel can be very expensive. I'll put a link in the description where I bought the rod and reel, as well as the jigs that I'm using. I think I'm using Shimano jigs as well as Nomad jigs. And I really don't know what to use. I just grabbed them. They look flashy and heavy. I think they're around 140 grams each. And this size. New spot after we caught that fish. No fish in the area as of yet. Let's see if we can attract some using the slow pitch jig. Yep, didn't take long. Here come the triggers. And you think about the environment down here. I haven't seen any small fish at all. Bait fish, minnows, crabs. It's just, they're just not there. So food is scarce. Look how quickly, where there was no fish, now that there is fish to catch. Most of these are smaller. Again, higher up in the water column is going to be the bigger fish. Just a key learning for you. Look at that, fish on. That one got 8 that time by the red snapper. Again, pay attention to the water column as we come up. Man, look at that guy. Wow, right in the camera's face. Look how many fish are higher. Wow, look how many are up there. So you're seeing when this jig's dropping down, the hungry fish are probably seeing it, and then they're going to go follow it down to the bottom. But there is fish all up and down this water column. And as the snapper season is in full force, it does get harder and harder to catch these fish because they develop lockjaw, which means that they have been pressured enough to see and know what is bait and what is not, in terms of a free bait where it's not going to hook them and bring them home for dinner. This is more that they're going to be really, really hungry because not many people are fishing the second week into the season. It is all these 2 months, June and July, then it closes. It'll open back up for weekend fishing throughout the fall and winter. Regulations, again, is 2 per person. at least 16 inches long. There we go, another beautiful red snapper on the slow pitch jig. Another drop, another spot, no fish spotted. That will change pretty quickly. Again, this is free floating down. Oh, look at that guy coming in close. That was a nice sized fish. I'll do less commentary the more we set up this spot. We'll just sit here and watch. 3 fish so far. There's the jig doing some action, floating back down. Of course, there's a little resistance in the action being impeded by the Weston Explore cam. I will also leave a link in the description of where you can find this cam. The battery life is 1 hour and 30 minutes, and it only weighs 1 ounce. It really is, hands down, the best fishing camera I've ever used. Hey, coming for the camera, buddy. Man, that's a big one right there. Again, where there was no fish, the jig is attracting fish to the area. And one thing I've learned, and when you're using these jigs, the only thing that you're using to get a bite is movement and probably some vibrations, because we're hearing it right here. So movement, the way the thing flutters, the way the thing dances down, looks like a minnow that is injured. Food is scarce by these structures, and so they're going to take a swipe at the jig. The sound of it's so cool. Oh, look at them all. Oh, 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 oh. Dang it. Let him come up to get it. He came up and got it. Almost ate it. Oh, so close. Come on, eat it. Let me ask you something. If you were able to see the bite happen, would it make you more of an anxious fisherman, or would you enjoy seeing a live feed of you attempting to catch fish? Would it be more frustrating to know that there's thousands of fish down here and you're not catching any of them? I think it's cooler not to know what you're actually dealing with, but going back and seeing that when you are fishing these wrecks, there indeed are fish here. That captain is putting you on fish. Just because you hadn't got a fish yet doesn't mean you won't, but just know that there are plenty of fish when these captains take you out. And in my experience, most captains don't have a dedicated slow pitch jig rod. And you can ask the captain to provide one beforehand. And if they can't, then you're going to have to bring one on your own. And that's what I did. So I didn't have to change baits. I didn't have to, keep putting new baits on after the bait thieves take it. That I have this option of just, are we hooked? We are hooked. We are hooked. Look at that. That's a bigger red snapper. You got him. In the mouth. Got him in the mouth. Again, let's pay attention to the surroundings. Let's see how many fish are in the area higher in the water column. And I will say that one style of fishing is to chum up the red snapper and tight line baits, which means there's no weight. You just kind of match the chum that you're throwing out with a drifting bait with no weight, and that's an exciting way to fish for these red snapper as well. Actually, it was a hook in his mouth. What a beautiful fish. There you go. Number 3. Back down again. And if you notice, there was not a single fish in the area when I dropped down the jig, but they saw it. That movement, that curiosity, all the way to the bottom. Trying to eat it off the bottom. It really is amazing to me that you can have something 100% made of lead and paint and put a hook on it, and these fish try to eat it. Just amazing to me. Again, as you fish these areas more and more, the more they will not be fooled. We were about 1 to 2 foot seas, 2 foot rollers, about 8 seconds in between. It was not a bad day to be out in the ocean. It was actually pretty exciting to be there. I do take the patch that goes in the back of your ear. First time I ever did, I usually use just Dramamine or equate version of motion sickness medicine. And I tell you, man, that patch wiped me out for like 2 days. I took it off after the trip. But man, has anybody else had that experience with the patch? That I took it the night before. When I woke up, I was wobbly and dizzy and felt like I was drunk. And then, of course, as I had a cup of coffee, I was fine. But man, it wore me out. It's a strong hitter for motion sickness. There we go. Oh, we got off. Oh, that was a big one. Come on up. Take a bite. Come on. Let's go. Oh, that's a big fish. Oh, man. And your perspective, too, as you saw that giant amberjack in the beginning of the film. It looks small, so you can't really tell how big these fish are unless they get right on the camera. And we've seen some come up close. Yeah, that's a nice size one right there. Oh. If any of y'all have slow pitch jigged before this kind of fishing, do you ever tip your hook with anything? I am the owner and inventor of fish gum, and I should have put a piece of fish gum on there. I actually had some with me. I did catch a mangrove and some mingo snapper with fish gum, which was pretty cool. Look at all the fish to the left that were schooled up. There he goes. No. Come on. Look at him falling it down. Wow. That is so cool. I didn't realize it was back. I think I went back to the bottom because I thought I needed to. I don't know. But look at all these fish hovering over. Man, they all came to it. That is amazing. The curiosity of these fish because of this jig is amazing to me, of how there's no fish in the area and then all this movement brings them by. They see that flickering of the jig. And when you have schooling fish, then we have to introduce the competitive nature of these fish, that now all of a sudden 20 or 30 fish are fighting to eat one bait. So that, to me, is what causes a lot more of these catches, is when the fish come to the area, they get angry at each other, and one finally wins and eats the bait. These jigs are highly effective even way offshore. I follow and am friends with the angler Ryan Smith. You can look him up on Facebook. And he has fished with probably the godfather of slow pitch jigging, Mr. Bo Strange. He is out of Dolphin Island. And he is an amazing slow pitch jig fisherman. They don't even bring bait. They don't even bring live bait. The only thing they're bringing are slow pitch jigs. And they are having huge success. He's given me the fish that he's caught before, and it's gags and scamps and huge red snapper, and man, we're just feeding the whole neighborhood. So thank you, Mr. Ryan Smith. I'll leave a link in the description of where to find him and follow him and learn more about slow pitch jigging. These fish are not taking the jig, but they are highly interested in it. And honestly, guys, I don't even know if I'm even doing the jig right. I'm just trying to go up and then drop it down slow. Up and then drop it down slow. This is another spot. He's smelling the jig. Oh, look at that guy trying to eat my camera. Maybe I should put a hook on the camera next time. I actually can. That'd be kind of funny. Just using my camera as a jig. Although it would take off because the current's pretty stiff down there. Wouldn't be able to hold it in the same place like the jig is able to. New spot. We're going to do what we did last time. Start attracting a bunch of fish. Caught 4 so far. 4 red snapper. Not done catching yet. Good stuff. More fish are forthcoming shortly. Come on. We're going to get to eat right here. We're going to get to eat. It's going to happen. And we sure did. Oh, he took a bite at it. Here we go. Back in the fish. Go up. Come on. Take a bite. Oh, he got him. There we go. This is a bigger red snapper. Fish number 5. Cannot beat it. Oh, that's an eat in the mouth. Look at that. Perfect. Again, look for big fish as we're coming up in the water column. Hey, little trigger. Wants my camera, wants some of the action. Two trigger. Look at that. Great shots of these trigger fish. Look how many red snapper. If you can see the red hue, that means the snapper are closer to the surface. And those bigger fish were closer to the surface. Fish number 5. Let's see if we can go after number 6. When you've been out fishing for red snapper, do you catch 5? How many do you catch? Is this something that's more productive than cut bait or live bait for red snapper? I don't have that much experience deep sea fishing, but I've never caught 5 snapper in my life in one day, so this is something different for me. Let's see if we can get another one to bite. Look at that fish. Oh, got him. Got him. A bigger red snapper. Fish number 6. Cannot beat it. There we go again. Got some good shoulders on this fish. So we're still a little bit further down because he's still a green hue. Again, the higher in the water column, we'll be able to see where these fish are because they will turn more red. What a nice fish that is. And you can tell, man, this is a healthy fishery on the Gulf of America. And one thing I've never figured out, look at those fish that were left and right of that camera, is why is the east coast of Florida like 2 days for snapper season? And in the Gulf of America, we've got like an equivalent of 3 to 4 months if you combine all the days. I never realized why they don't let people on the east coast of Florida catch these things like they do in the Gulf of America. It doesn't make any sense to me. It should be open waters, the same American red snapper season as the Gulf of America has and as the East Coast, which is different. Oh, look at that nice big red snapper coming after my camera. I may have to put a hook on the camera. See if I can't double up. Or put a smaller jig on the camera. That would be kind of cool. Look at that fish. What a beautiful fish. He's fighting me. This one was a little bit longer to get in because he was bigger. He's going back towards the bottom. I don't let him have any drag whatsoever. I'm holding him from getting drag. I have not broken off yet. I do use an FG knot to a 40-pound braid, and I use a 40-pound monofilament shock leader, which is really long, honestly. That helps me to not get cut off in structure. Look at these fish. Oh, just amazing. Again, not seeing shark, not seeing anything that could potentially take my red snapper from me. Look at those big ones to the left side. Those are higher up in the water column. What are you learning? What are you seeing? What can we take away that I'm missing? Leave a comment below and share what you see. I'm a guy with not much offshore experience, and maybe this is the first time you've ever seen a camera dropped on a jig for slow pitch jigging to show what we see. Maybe this is the first time for you. It is for me. Look at that fish. It's a nice one, man. So much bigger than my other ones. Gave me a little bit more of a fight. Here we go. Back to the final drop of the slow pitch jig. Look at that fish following the jig down, higher up in the water column. I'm going all the way to the bottom, which I probably shouldn't. I probably should start sooner. When I feel the bottom, crank up higher to get to the bigger fish. All the way to the bottom. And this is, again, 50% the speed. So we can follow that down. There's your smaller fish. There's your evidence that your bait is going to be chewed up by tiny fish. Get off the bottom. Reel it up. I went up about 10 cranks this time. Here goes the jig's action. Let's see how many fish we get in frame. Let's see if I can get one more red snapper or a mangrove / gray snapper. Watch all the fish come in. There we go. That guy was almost hooked. Darn it. Look at all the fish. Again, let's just go ahead and say it. These fish swarm the slow pitch jig. There were none in the area, and now we got them all coming over here. I love it. What an effective way to catch fish. And here he goes. He's hooked. Did not take long. I love slow pitch jigging. I believe this is fish number 7. I lost count at this point. The most red snapper I've ever caught. Bigger one. And I've learned a lot. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to know more about slow pitch jigging, again, follow Mr. Ryan Smith on Facebook. Look at all the fish in the water column. The captain gets us on fish from the total package. His name is Captain Sean. I will leave a link in the description. Book your trip with him. It was affordable. It was $240 for an 8-hour trip. That included the tip. That was $200 to the captain, $40 to the first mate, and we left everyone on the boat limited on red snapper. We caught gag out of season. Those were gone. We also caught the big amberjack. That was a beast. And it's time of the year to catch red snapper. Find Captain Sean. I will leave a link to his area where you can find him. His website, total package is the boat. Thank you so much for watching. Join me next time right here. We Excite to Strike. God bless.